Good morning, CEOs. Sorry, I was waiting for the thing to let me know I was live, and I'm live. So, hi, good morning. Welcome to Thursday. God, we're on Thursday. So, for all the new members, welcome. And for those who don't know me, because I don't want to say female CEO anymore because we do have a lot of men that have joined us. So, welcome to everyone. My name is Ambila. I'm one of the guest editors, and I am a relationship expert. So this segment, which I have on a Thursday, is called Ambila Answers, which is about wanting to answer all of your questions relating to all things relationships, not just relationships with your partner, but anything to do with relationships. So you can read my articles and everything on the Female CEO magazine. Yes, the first one came out this week, but today I want to talk about boundaries. So this came about because I had a client a few weeks back, and I was talking about boundaries and, you know, what to do and how to do them and all of that. And my client kind of had this puzzled look on, you know, their face. And then when I stopped talking, they just went, "What do you mean by boundaries?" And that took me aback, because for all the coaches that are out there, therapists, whatever, it's something we take for granted. It's something that we kind of think everybody knows what, you know, boundaries are and stuff. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. Having taken it for granted that my client understood what I was talking about. But if I think back to pre my coaching days and stuff, if somebody had asked me the same question, what are boundaries, I would have asked for exactly the same clarification. So that's why I thought I would share that with you today, just to help to give that clarification of what boundaries are. So when we talk about boundaries, especially if we're talking in terms of the word, we know what it means. So if you went out into your garden, whether you've got a patio, whether you've got acres and acres of land, it doesn't matter. It's that you know what your boundary is. You know the space within that area which belongs to you, because it's fenced up, you've got hedges, you've got walls, so it's clearly defined. Even your neighbours know that's your portion, and then that's their portion. And within that area, you know exactly what you can do, what you can't do. You know the parameters that, you know, you can use your garden, develop your garden, landscape it, leave it, you know, derelict, whatever. It's your boundary and nobody can do anything about it. So, and that's brilliant because everybody has clarity. So if we look at this garden, this concept of a garden as being your personal boundaries. So if we look at the visual aspect or image that I've just created, within that garden, and that's your personal boundary, you have secured and defined your space clearly. So if you look at it from your personal space area, it's just reflecting that you have defined your personal space and area so that everybody around you knows the limits, knows the protection that you have, knows how you can treat them, what you can say to them. So it's all about having that space which physically, emotionally, mentally, and in other ways protects you from other people, protects you from negative behaviours that you don't want from them. And because of these, having these strong boundaries, people respect. They don't cross the line. So if you, again, switch that concept to the garden, you're not going to have your neighbours, you know, knocking down walls and going, oh, I'm just going to build across your garden because I need extra space. They know that no, beyond this wall, beyond this fence, they cannot do anything. They can't break that boundary. So that's what we call secure boundaries. And boundaries are, as I said, it's all about knowing how you allow people to treat you. So now if we take the concept again of a garden, so this is garden 2. Garden 2 is where boundaries are confused and weak. So this is where your fence, hedges, walls are not well maintained. There could be falling, there could be some holes in it. You might be trying to prop things up via poles and posts and stuff, going, yeah, no, I'll get round to it. I will get round to fixing it. But for now, it'll do. Having that kind of concept. Or because you get on so well with your neighbour, you might not actually have any visual barriers and it just might be an open space, but you kind of know that, okay, that's your neighbour's garden, but that's your garden. But again, it's not defined because there's no barrier there. It allows your neighbour to kind of think, or you, I'm not going to blame everything on neighbours, but it allows the other people, vice versa, to kind of think, I can just step into that space. That's okay. I'll just step into that space and use it, without permission or taking it for granted. So take that concept of the weak boundaries within the garden back into your personal space. So if you have weak boundaries where fences are falling, walls are going, neighbours are taking advantage of your garden, or vice versa, you're taking advantage of their garden, you're kind of not having that criteria of your personal space and protection. So what you're doing is opening people up to disrespecting you, talking down to you, saying negative things that are uncomfortable, taking you for granted. So there's so many things that not having boundaries can kind of manifest with regards to people's behaviours towards you, and also what you will allow people to do, i.e. not say no to them. So you're constantly the pleaser and saying, yes, okay, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Yes, I've got time. Even though on the inside you could be going, God, I just don't have the time. I can't do anymore. But you're not actually reflecting that out. So having strong boundaries allows you to do that, allows you to say, I'm sorry, can't do it today, do it tomorrow, or just plain no. So as I said, we teach people how to treat us, and by not having strong boundaries, that's basically what we are inviting into our lives. So if you feel that that's where your boundaries are, on the weaker side rather than the secure and strengthened side, then there is a lot that you can do to build that up. Like you would in your garden, it's all about doing the work. It's all about fixing and strengthening your boundaries, learning to say no to people, learning to speak up when you feel people are disrespecting you or not treating you well, learning to, and sometimes this can be the hardest thing for people to do, which is distance themselves from other people, so that you are basically keeping that boundary clear and not allowing them to take you for granted or take advantage of you. So remember, just as with gardens, your personal boundaries, it is something that you have to work on fixing. Nobody's going to do it for you, and certainly your neighbour's not going to be doing it for you. So remember, in order to have strong boundaries, you're the one that will need to do the work. I hope this little session on boundaries has helped to explain things, and I hope that my garden concepts didn't confuse people, but if they did, just drop me a line. I'm going to leave my details at the bottom after I've finished in the comments and stuff, so you can get hold of me. Please, please, please feel free to reach out privately and let me know of any topics you want me to cover, because this segment is all things relationships. It's not just about the intimate relationship with your partner. Of course, I will be covering those as well, but it is all things relationships. So anything you want me to talk about, just drop me a line, let me know. I would be more than happy to cover that in a segment for you. Wishing you a wonderful weekend coming up, and I will catch you on the next segment of Ambila Answers next Thursday. Have a good week, everybody. Take care. Bye.